North dominates Nigerian army recruitment list. Southeast with fewest candidates. Checks by Sahara reporters has revealed that the Southeast region has the lowest number of successful candidates as the Nigerian army unveils the new list of recruits. The Nigerian army on Friday released a list of 300 candidates selected for its short service combatant course 47-2021 selection board with about 61 reserves. The candidates were drawn from all 6 geopolitical zones in the country, but findings by this newspaper revealed that the northern zones dominated the list. As they should. Like, what do you expect? The list of successful candidates for short combatant service course has only 39%, which is basically 49 out of 49 candidates from the Southeast out of a number of 361 candidates, both successful and reserved. So it all had to do with selection. I don't get it. A breakdown of the list reveals that the Southeast has only 42 selected candidates with 7 reserves compared to the North Central Zone, which has 58 candidates with an additional 13 reserves, making a total of 71 candidates. The Southwest and South-South political zones have a slightly high number of candidates, as more than the Southeast, but lower than any of the northern states. Southwest and South-South zone have 16% each on the list, with 48 selected from each zone and 10 reserves each. So what's the point? It's clearly a selection, because there are 300 places, and from the Southeast there were 300. Let me even go back, because there were okay, but then it's a selection at the end of the day. And why would you expect? First, why? I don't understand. I think this government is just trying to just be problematic. So what logical reason? Why should you think that Southeast should have the highest numbers? Why? I could not possibly give a reason. So why? I don't understand. What's the expectation that the Southeast will just flood the army recruits, whatever? And to be honest, the Southeast, in proportion to the whole country and their population, it is expected that the North would obviously take more space in the army. Well, I wouldn't even know that. Please. In a statement on its website, the army asked the shortlisted candidates to report for officer cadet training at the old site of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, on the 6th of April. The army warned that any candidate who fails to report in person by 6 p.m. on April 7 will forfeit their position and will be replaced by another candidate on the reserve list, consisting of 61 people. Successful candidates are going to report at the NDAs with the following: original credentials with and SSC 47 online applications printout bears the passport photograph, 4 copies, college suit. Okay, I don't know why we're having this information. Okay. But the main thing is, what is the expectation that this? I could not possibly think of a reason. I'm being sarcastic here. So you're expecting the Southeast to just, flood the whole Nigerian army? Please. Someone says, no, what we Northerners will keep on enjoying forever. Okay, I don't understand what this comment means, because this person goes to reply saying, enjoyment indeed. In advanced climes, people are receiving or giving incentives to join the army, if not for dysfunctional Nigerian state. Exactly, because joining the army is a big deal. So it's like, when they're advertising, they're normally advertising your insurance for your family. You have probably, if you wanted to get a house, because you're working for the government, they might cut the price by it might not be a lot, but let's say 20% at most. And when you just basically have privileges, if you're working for the government, you have privileges. So it's just a bit I'm so confused. What do you expect from the Southeast? Can Nigerians recruit Biafrans into its army organization? No! Exclamation mark. Period. So it's like, that's it. Like, it's not even that hard. I don't understand, why is this a whole conversation? Someone says, which north? Wasn't it divided into geopolitical zones? Isn't the south divided into geopolitical zones? Exactly. How many southerners compared to northerners applied? Exactly. So it's like, of course, the northerners outnumber the southerners. Like, we know that it's a fact. So the expectation is that the proportion that will be taken, or the ratio from each region, it obviously will be higher in the north. Yeah, well, someone says, let's not tribalize and trivialize our national institutions. Well, it's already happening. Let's be patriotic and accept what we have as a country. Well, exactly. I mean, if the division still exists, I mean, instead of them to focus, okay, fine, how many recruits do we have? Do we need to increase? Do we need to reduce? That's not the question at hand. They are concerned about who comes from what geopolitical zone. Imagine how they would be treated in the actual institution, where you don't do something, they're like, giving microaggressions towards, let's say, the southeast, because southeastern, recruits, just because their region didn't have. You see, these are the kind of things that would promote microaggression towards other tribes. And it's like, what was the reason? Of all southern, like, you didn't, it's not even a thing, okay, fine, the southern part of Nigeria, now you had to make it the southeast. Doesn't make sense. Someone says, I pity anyone from the southeastern part to join for the Nigerian army. Why are you from the southeast, and why would you join the Nigerian army? You can do it, but the side eye would be raised towards you even more, because given the history of what they did to your people, why would you defend such an organization, especially one in which you know that they're tyrannical sort of leadership, and you know that I don't even, for some reason, in the army, you just do as you're told. And so it's like, you want to work for an organization that does not like your people. And so they would use you as an instrument to go do whatever to your people. And the fact is, no offense, okay, fine, I appreciate what the Nigerian army is doing, but it's not enough. And again, as I've said, in other countries, again, it's like as if I'm coming for the Nigerian public, but if the Nigerian public does not come out and force and protest, and unfortunately I have to use the word bully, because that's the only thing that the government would react to. If the people do not do that and be like, okay, fine, the living conditions for our soldiers need to be better, nothing will ever change. So it's like, if there's no incentive, I don't even know, like, is this a functional part of the army? It's weird. Someone says, human action is different from that of God. During the 6 days of war in 1967, total numbers of Israeli defense forces were less than 56,000 men, while the combined Arab forces were in region of 1 million super-equipped army. Yet the Arabs lost with total humiliation. It's not the numbers. I stop here. I don't know if that's true, but that is sort of, I don't know. And someone replies and says, story. True. Someone says, shouting over what is not new. Exactly. It's like, it's such a tactic to just create arguments, because why does it matter? Why does it matter? It's so sad. It says, and they're preaching for peace and unity without equality or equity. It ends there. Put what you think in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.